my name, but it's my story. So today I want to make a vlog about my story, my bonsai journey, and the beginning and how I got to where I am now. I started bonsai when I was 13 years old. I started it because I found a book on my cousin's couch about bonsai and I was instantly hooked. I was intrigued. So I went looking around for opportunities to buy my first bonsai, and I got one, and I got many. After that, I just kept going. I from then until now, I basically have always owned some sort of bonsai material. I've taught myself for 14 years, up until about 2016, 13 years maybe. And I first had an opportunity to go to a professional workshop with none other than Bjorn Bjorholm from ACM Bonsai. He came out to Melbourne, we worked on a tree, it was really cool. And then we went over, I went on his tour over to Japan, and we went around and we visited like a whole bunch of bonsai nurseries. There, I met all the masters and everything, but I also met my would-be oyakata at Taishoen in Shizuoka. It's about the middle of Japan, right near Mount Fuji. And so I sort of exchanged a little bit with him, not much, but I learnt about his openings for students, and so I went back to Australia. At that stage, I had a bit of research to do about how to actually connect with him and sort of do the sort of administration side of getting myself onboarded. In the following year, 2017, I traveled over to Japan and started my my studies with my oyakata, Oroshibata-san, in Taishoen, that was really good. I learned more in that time there in 2017 than I had in the previous 13 years or so, and it was amazing. And he was a bit soft because I was a new student. I mean, he wasn't soft like against other students, relative to other students. He was a bit soft on me. But anyway, I finished my training and I went back to Australia. I sort of meddled around with some business concepts around bonsai, and then it was basically like I got the itch again. And so in 2018, I went back to study again, but I had a more clear mindset. I was like, no, I really want to focus on smaller bonsai. Not that I only did small bonsai when I was there, but I intentionally asked Oyakata to, let me at like Chuhin and smaller. Chuhin, for those who don't know, is like 40 centimeter bonsai. And then there's Shohin, which is about 20 centimeters. And then there's Mame, which is 10 centimeters and below. And I focus on those three primarily, although he did get me to work on some bigger projects as it was necessary for the nursery to have those trees styled. So once I finished my study there in 2018, I came back with like a real focus, and that focus was to start my bonsai nursery, and that bonsai nursery was going to focus on small trees. So that's why I trained only on small trees. At that point, we really developed, but then one thing happened, and that was the coronavirus pandemic, and we had to really shift things. I really had to ramp up the website and selling online. Instagram was my only marketing tool, so I was like posting on Instagram and scheduling and spending a lot of time not on trees but on the business. So that was challenging because I really liked the bonsai, but then I was pulled. But it's interesting when you get your hands on the business. It's kind of like a bonsai in itself. Like you have to grow it and you have to trim it back where it's not necessary. And so when I approached the business like that, it was really interesting, and I sort of found a joy in the business side of things, which was fantastic. Things evolved further. So the pandemic was finished. We opened up again, and then my wife and I we made a decision to actually pack up in Australia and move to China. And so since the end of 2003, we have been living in China. Now, we have been going backwards and forwards from China to Melbourne, but no, we've been like here pretty much full time. Therefore, now it's time to start a bonsai journey in China. So we are currently living in Dali, Yunnan, which is like pretty west. We're sort of just north of Vietnam. Live in this beautiful picturesque city. It's a lake nestled between mountains at like 1,800 meters elevation. Now I've got this opportunity because my children go to this kindergarten, and it's like a real outdoors, hands-on, get amongst it type of kindergarten, which is fantastic. It really suits our family. And I have been talking to the owner of that kindergarten, and he would love to incorporate this bonsai course inside the kindergarten. So that's what we're doing. We just like hand shook, and we're away. We're building this bonsai nursery inside the kindergarten for the kids to learn bonsai, but many other things, you know, the science, the philosophy and the art. So we're teaching the kids teaching bonsai, we're teaching art, we're teaching philosophy, we're teaching the science, and that's like biology, but also like photosynthesis, oxygen production. So that leads on to a little bit of climate science as well. We're just the basics, right? These kids are 4 to 8 years old, so we're going to tailor it to their learning mode. That's why I've started this blog, kind of. I mean, now we've got lots of things to show, like how to set up a bonsai nursery. It'll run automatically while I'm not here, because I will be moving to Shenzhen in about 2 or 3 months' time. So that's my challenge. Like, how do we set this up so it can run without me, the professional? So we've got to train the teachers how to teach like the basics of bonsai. We have to have like some imagery. We have to have some really developed trees there that everyone can take inspiration from and learn from. So we'll have these, I'll style up some really refined trees, you know, sort of nearing the end of their bonsai journey into like mochikomi, right? So really established, sunk into their pot, look really at home. And then we'll have that there, and then I will travel back to Dali every so often, maybe once a season, and do some master classes, some top-ups, add to the course for those kids that are progressing as the course goes. And so, you know, we don't want them to run out of course material. So we'll add that. And but I will continue this vlog in Shenzhen. I've got some plans there. I haven't fully thought them through, but we will be doing some bonsai one-on-one, you and me, on camera. We'll be doing some bonsai, like just you and me. We'll be putting trees on tables, talking about, you know, structure, the whole shebang, right? And I'll you know, we will be having so we will be working on trees on camera. I'll be putting them on YouTube. They'll be sort of tutorial-esque. I'm going to try. They'll be tutorial-esque, but we want to show you how to sort of get from. We want to show you how to get from like twig or bonsai material to developed tree, and so we will. You know, I'll be making I'll be making playlists how to get from like 0 to 100. So yeah, but I'll have to figure out how to do that once I get there, and you know what sort of space I've got to work with, and I'll take you along for the ride. Don't worry, we'll see everything. And then sort of the end goal is to have, you know, leave my mark on China or Dali to a degree, and leave something that will just sort of naturally grow with the kids and with the students and well, I want to leave something that will sort of grow with the school and the children and the teachers, so that, you know, that we have more bonsai in the world, which will be fantastic. I just wanted to put that out there, like who I am, where I came from, and you know, why should you listen to me? maybe you shouldn't, but we can go on this fantastic journey where we can create some amazing bonsai and leave some sort of program behind for people to enjoy more bonsai in the future. So thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.